I'm not a normie. I just didn't grow up with game systems. And I had no money to buy games, so I never got to play them. Just because you can't relate doesn't mean that my experience isn't valid. I've played lots of games growing up, but they were just all Nintendo games because I never had an Xbox and I never had a PS system because I didn't have money, okay? I'm sure some of you can relate to that, where you got one game system and that was it, and you had to share it with all your siblings. So the chance I got to actually play a game was rare. Yeah, what Nintendo console? I had an N64, then we got the GameCube, then we got the Wii, and then it stopped. Those were the only 3 game systems I've ever owned. They were good ones. I remember playing so much Guitar Hero in the cell. Yeah, some people never had any consoles. And then, like, now you don't really need consoles now. Sims, I had Sims. That was, like, the only PC game I had, though, was, like, Sims and Barbie games. That's it. Sims and Barbies. Can you imagine that? Barbie as Rapunzel, I think. You guys know how it is. You guys know how it be. Yeah, we love Barbie games. The Barbie horse game. I did play the Barbie horse game. I would go to the Barbie.com. You remember when Barbie like had like Flash games? I would like play the babysitter one all the time where you had to take care of the baby. That was like my favorite one. And like, because I remember you'd have to go like shopping and then you'd have to take care of the baby and like feed it. And that was really fun. And the horse one too, where you could take care of a horse. I don't know. They were just fun. Those were like the games I had access to because they were free. I remember, you guys remember Cartoon Network? Cartoon Network had like the Flash games on their website that you could play. I remember playing all of the Teen Titan ones. I really love that. I really love those so much. I miss them. I miss Flash games. It's such a waste that we don't have them anymore. I remember going on like Newgrounds, I think, and playing like dress up games too, or like weird like Flash visual novels, quote unquote, that people would make. Yeah, Flash is dead now, so. But yeah, those are the kinds of things I grew up playing because they were free. Me and my sister had this really funny interaction where there was a Zelda game that had come out and is Wind Waker, and she never let me play, and I would ask repeatedly. I'd be like, can I please have a turn? I really want to play. I want to try it. And she never let me. So we were talking sometime later about it, and she was like, hey, you remember Wind Waker, right? Because we grew up with it, so you remember it. And I was like, no, you never let me play it, so I have no connection to Wind Waker. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, it's okay. But yeah, so it's really sad, actually. I feel like, because I didn't have all the access to even the games that we owned. I wouldn't necessarily get to play them, even if we owned them. It's a shame. Oh, I have a funny story too about my first DS. My sister actually stole it, and she lied to me about it. So my grandma gifted it to me. It was very nice of her because it was her DS. And she said, here you go, Nerissa, you can have this. You would like it more than I do. And I was like, oh, thank you, Grandma. So I remember I had it and I had a few games. I had a cute little carrying case. And then one day it disappeared. And then the next day I saw my sister playing it, and we were both super duper broke at the time, so there's no way she bought her own. And I was like, that's mine. And she and her friend both lied to my face and said, no, it's not. She got it from blah blah blah. She doesn't even remember. It's just funny now. Obviously there's no hard feelings. I like saved up money and got a different DS in the cell, obviously. But yeah, it was a certified sibling moment. And it's so funny because I'll bring these things up and she's like, huh, when did that happen? And I'm like, it's okay. We were young. We were young old people. When they forget, exactly, it's as that saying goes, the axe forgets but the tree remembers, or however it goes.